Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Looks to me like Eddie Hearn and Warren have decided on who they were going to have to fight for the Queensberry versus Matchroom big showdown in Saudi Arabia. And it actually looks pretty competitive. So when you take a look at who they have getting ready to get in there and scrap, you can see there's going to be Edwards, Yafai, then Gorman, who's a heavyweight, fighting Allen. You're going to have Shiraz fighting Chesaman. You're going to have Sharp facing Barrett. And Jenkins, it looks like that's Conor Ben. So Conor Ben's going to be returning to fight on this card in Saudi Arabia, making huge money. Also, let's see what we got here. You have Daniel Dubois, who's going to be facing Dillian Whyte. Yardy against Boazzi. Joe Joyce against Derek Chisora. Then Williams against Andre. This fight card right here is a good fight card. Joe Joyce and Derek Chisora. Let me tell you something, man. Let me see something. Joe Joyce and Derek Chisora. I mean, goddamn, well, at least they didn't put a hare in there with the turtle. You know what I mean? This is turtle versus turtle. Super slow, George Foreman-like plodding along fighters with super heavy hands. If the shot, I mean, by the time they launch the goddamn missile, it takes about 10 seconds to land on the opponent. But if they land, someone's going to go down faster than a plate of Alabama barbecue. But I'm going to watch that fight. I'm looking forward to. Just because it's Chisora against Joyce, and I just don't think you can move any slower than those two. You know what I'm saying? They should call him Sloth Sora, and then Joyce should be called, they just call him Joyce the Turtle, or Hungry Joe. That's what I call him, right? Hungry Joe against Sloth Sora. Super ass slow guys, but hey, Chisora gets himself a few $1 million. He's happy. I'm glad to see Demetrius Andrade is back in the mix in a winnable fight, man. To see he's on the card. I was thinking his career was over, but he's still plugging along, man. They're keeping him active. That's good. He'll make a few million, and he deserves it. He's a good dude, man. I don't see how people hate on him. He's a real good guy. His dad's in his corner. They don't seem to cause any drama. He just wants to fight the best. Got a rude awakening, bubbling up to a weight class he shouldn't have been at, but he was trying. And I'm glad he's getting another opportunity. Boazzi and Yardy, that's a tough fight, man, but I think Yardy gets him. But this is the fight that I just don't understand. Dubois against Dillian Whyte? This is, hold on a second, I'm getting ready to yawn. You had to excuse me, right? See, I got my socks here. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. See that right there? About to go out there and lift some weights. But I want to get a couple videos in. But why would they put Dubois in there with Dillian Whyte? Like, it's like you got a lion, a hungry lion in Dillian Whyte, and you're going to just go in there and feed him Daniel Dubois? I would think with Dubois' big win over Gerald Big Baby Miller, I would think Dubois would have caught on to a bigger name. But Dillian Whyte is a big name, but I don't understand that matchup, to be honest with you. If Dubois wouldn't have, I guess I do, because Dillian Whyte just got to win himself against somebody he was supposed to beat. So it kind of makes sense, but I just was hoping Dubois would get a bigger opportunity. But if he beats Whyte, he'll get it'll be a good name on his record. And if Whyte beats Dubois, I mean, then he beats somebody who's coming off a big win, who seems to be turning his career around, and someone who arguably, many say, beat Usyk and got robbed. But the one thing about this is Dillian Whyte's fighting for Matchroom, right? Now, if Dillian Whyte tested positive for some kind of substance, and as a result, they chose to pull him from the Joshua fight, and he served a 6-month suspension. Why would Eddie Hearn have him back on the fight card? On a fight card? Unless the secret society was in full effect and there was never anything wrong with Dillian Whyte. They just paid him some money to move aside and give AJ what they thought would be a less competitive fight. Now you can say, oh, there goes the Hood Champion, here he is again. And let me tell you something. You see, this Hood Champion thing, that has nothing to do with people from, has nothing to do with ghetto, with anything urban. That Hood Champion, if you read my profile, the way I came up with that is because I've traveled all over the world, from Europe, Asia, the Caribbean, here in the United States. And everywhere I went, I boxed or I trained, or I'd always find a gym to train, whether it was lifting weights, jogging, boxing, something, right? And especially when I went in those countries, man, where I had the opportunity to go to impoverished areas, I would say, man, in all these neighborhoods, they have so much talent. It's the kids, man, the kids. I was like, all these little Hood champions around here. So I've been saying this for years. I actually have a song I wrote, which is a rap. I may play it for y'all one day. I got this shit on my computer. I wrote it back when I was like, I don't know, 30 years old. I'm 48 now, 31. But anyway, the song is called Hood Champion. And that's where Hood Champion comes from. I see some people saying, oh man, you're not from the hood. This guy's no hood. I don't, listen, first of all, you don't know me. But secondly, that's not what this channel's about. So I'm thinking about changing the name and just call my channel Take It to the Stupid Boxing or In the Breeze Boxing. Because when somebody said that to me, I said, man, maybe the name Hood Champion turns people off, but that's the name I like because it represents all those different communities that I've been to where I worked out, trained, or helped train people, young people too. And to see all those champions in all those different neighborhoods, all those different communities, especially those impoverished areas. That's why I used to say, y'all little hood champions, man, all your little champions in here. So that's where it comes from. But with Dillian Whyte, I wonder if there was ever anything wrong with Dillian Whyte. I personally think the secret society is in full effect because Eddie Hearn, he lost his damn mind over Gerald Miller popping positive for those PET tests, and Gerald Miller about to fight AJ and talking about how AJ is his mate, and Gerald Miller was, doped up on so many drugs. It feels like Gerald Miller's goal was to get in there and kill AJ, and Eddie Hearn doesn't respect cheats, so it makes me wonder how Whyte made it on here. But nonetheless, man, very, very interesting fight card. But I'm looking forward to this right here. Like, I want to see these matches. The Dubois and Whyte, Boatsiardi. I'm sure as hell gonna watch Chisora because Chisora wants to be in the limelight so bad. He wants some of those paydays so bad. He doesn't know what he wants to do with this delicious TV shit he has going on. And Andre, I want to see what Andre has left. You know what? What does he have left? What can he still contribute to the sport? Did Benavidez beat the fight out of him? Then here you got Edwards, Yafai, Allen and Gorman, Shiraz, I say Chessman, but that's Cheeseman, Barrett and Sharp. Then you got Connor Ben and Jenkins. All in all, man, a pretty interesting Queensberry versus Matchroom fight card. There are a lot of people hoping to see some bigger names on here, but now they're doing the right thing. The bigger names are being taken care of. So now they're squaring away some of the secondary tier fighters who haven't had the opportunity to make huge money to possibly go out there, and all these guys probably make $1 or $2 million a piece and change their lives forever. So good job to Queensberry and Matchroom. That being said, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.